What's up? What's up? What's going on? What is good, everybody? Check, test, and check 1, 2. Checking the mic, checking the sound. Sound check is good. We in there like swimwear. Let's get it. Let's see how today goes. All right, let's get it. Hola, me llamo Vortex 46 Espirique SSBN. Welcome back to Better Turn Risk. Hope you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well, as I always say. Hope you all had a safe and humbling weekend. I enjoyed my 2 days off and went back to work today. Busy day, and it got me through the most of the day. And I'm home and I'm relaxing with y'all here on stream to go over the MLB slate, well, at least the rest of it, because the first game already went through, and looks like St. Louis won. Yep, they won 2-1. The under hit. I didn't even look at that game. Like, I didn't even look at it at all. So I was thinking under too as a side pick, and I didn't even place the slip. But click that link if you're new here, whether live now or later, if you decide to watch the stream later, to join us here at WAP.com and Top Sports Debate. Join us in the crew that I run with, the TSD family. You get access to Lando, our leader of the crew, Bobby, the Round Robin King, my brother, Q Keezy, and my picks as well. I literally was so busy I didn't get a chance to break down the slate for today. Just too busy today. But I do have my 3 main picks for today, and the hope is that they will cash. Now, yesterday, technically, I went 3-1, but it was technically really 3-0. I technically did sweep, but because originally I had the Red Sox to get 4 runs, but then it was just like, oh wait, there's bad weather today. Totally slipped my mind. Didn't even look at the weather for today. And actually, I didn't look at the weather for today, Monday, but I didn't, like I said, yesterday morning, I didn't even think to look at the weather until after the fact. So I was like, you know what, nix that Red Sox pick, just because of the weather, because it's probably going to get delayed. It did rain a lot here in Pittsburgh in and around the time that the game was going. There was a delay roughly around the 6th inning, and weather looks fairly decent for all the games, except for, again, potential rain this evening, maybe here in Pittsburgh for Detroit and the Pirates. But all in all, I mean, it rained earlier this afternoon, but yeah, yesterday I was like, you know what, nix the Red Sox pick. I have an extra slip, right? So I had yesterday I had what was it again? I had Diamondbacks, Braves, full game under, that cashed. It went under at 8 runs, so that cashed. The Mariners and Red Sox, Reds first 5 under, that cashed. And then, like I said, I pretty much posted, I was like, you know, forgot potential rain here in Pittsburgh, blah blah blah. So I said I decided to replace the Red Sox pick with the Yankees Blue Jays first 5 under, and that cash, because Dylan Cease was pitching yesterday, and usually when he pitches the under, it does cash. So I was like, you know what, let me go with that instead. And it did. It went under the spot there. So now, today, I have 3 main picks today. And two team props. Well, technically all of them are team props, but two teams to get 4 runs, and then the first 5 over. So, and that's pretty much the very first game of the slate. I'm gonna bet on my O's to get 4 runs tonight. We're facing off against McClanahan here. He, as pertaining to his ERA, his earned runs, he hasn't been giving up any earned runs recently, right? In the last 5, he's actually been doing much better than what he was prior to. Head-to-head, 1-1 against us, and more importantly, when he was at home, he gave up 4 runs against us. So I'm kind of betting on this to roll over into this game tonight, because we're back on the road against them. Now they're giving him a plus 140 for the runs. So of course that makes me kind of a little bit worried, because again, it's super plus value, plus 140, you know. The hope is that we do score at least 2 runs against him, because that's great value, right? But like I said, it's a juice plus line there. So that kind of makes me think like we may not get the 2 runs while he's on the mound, but the hope is that we can, again, per the data here. So it's super juice for 3, which we've literally knocked out 3 and 4, 6 straight games, 70% hit rate for both. But again, I took it at 4. I got it at not at a plus value, if I'm right. Actually, it did. So it's still plus value. So I got it at plus 100 on Caesars. So as you see here, we're crushing the four runs just in general for the full game. Head to head, most of the time we're scoring 4 runs against them this year. So we've been crushing, right? But again, we're facing off against a lefty pitcher. When we do, this is what we've done. Still crushing the 4 runs, literally in between here. We're 3-1 on the month on the road, or just in general. And then when we place this with us facing off against lefties on the road, we're still crushing the 4 runs. So that's why I said, give me my O's to get the 4 runs tonight, at least roughly 2. I would say if you feel like my O's can score 2 runs to get 2 runs off of McClanahan, take it, because again, Fanatics is giving you the best value, plus 140. If you don't have Fanatics, BetMGM, same value, plus 140. This is great value. Look at that, because Caesars plus 125, DraftKings 124, you know what I mean, and below. So Fanatics and BetMGM are giving you the best value. This is why I always tell y'all, chase this right here when books are giving you that plus value. Remember the Braves pick that I talked about yesterday during the stream, and how I said it's showing minus 180 for it to go under the 4.5, but it was also showing on FanDuel plus 110. And I also I was like, oh, I picked the wrong bet, even though the data was saying like, you know, I mean, like it's gonna go under, because I had placed that bet. It's pretty much the same thing here. It's plus value here. So I took my bankroll money back off of that Braves pick. The first 500 did cash, so I missed out on that extra win yesterday. Tonight, maybe the night where I might take McClanahan as an extra bet for us to get 2 runs against him, because that value is too great, in my opinion. So this is, like I said, the very first pick that I got my O's to score 4 runs. Next up, like I said, another team to get 4 runs. I'm going with the kind of jumping around, but going with the Mets to score 4 runs tonight. They're facing off against Buehler. 7-5 record. He's averaging roughly basically 5 runs allowed currently, but just in general with his earned runs, he's only allowed 3 runs 1 time in the last 5, 2 runs 3 times in the last 5, 2 runs or higher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the last several starts here. So I'm gonna bank on the Mets possibly getting at least 2 runs against him, and then they'll get the other 2 on the back half. Head-to-head wise, he stopped them last year, but again, this was last year. It's a brand new Mets squad, even though they still been struggling somewhat. But like I said, Mets, when it's pertaining to them getting 4 runs, 3 straight games of getting 4 runs. Head-to-head, they normally have been getting 4 runs against them. 2-1 this year to getting 4 runs, technically 5-7, so that's good. They're facing off against a righty pitcher. When they do, normally getting the 4 runs. Simple spot that I said, let me just go on in and take it. The only issue is at home versus a righty pitcher. Little bit of a struggle bus, but they've gone back to back against Washington here in the last few days. So the hope is that they will make it a 3rd straight day versus a righty pitcher, or just in general, for tonight. So that's my second main pick. And the other one, like I said, full game, first 5 over. I decided to go with the Chicago game. Chicago versus Chicago. White Sox versus Cubs. Cubs at home versus Chicago. Chicago coming here for the umpteenth time, right? Now, they have been on the road for a little while, right? Actually, not a little while, but they just came from Detroit coming here to Chicago. So when it's pertaining to the first 5 over, and fun, look at that. They've been covering too. So if you think that they can cover against Chicago, take them to cover against Chicago. But first 5 over, this is what it looks like for both teams. Look at this. They're both covering, just in general, outside of the starting pitchers, both covering 80% hit rate for both in the last 10 games, just in general. Chicago on the road, 70% hit rate to the over. White Sox, apologies. The other Chicago. Cubs at home, 40%, but 60% hit rate to the under. But let's look at the actual head-to-head, though. 3 straight overs this year. So every spot this year, the over has cashed. And now we look at the actual pitchers who are starting. Castillo, he's starting 2-1, to the over this year. So basically, I'm saying, like 80-90% hit rate right now. And then Imanaga at home, 3-2 to the over, 60% hit rate in the last 5, but 60% hit rate to the under in the last 10. But head to head, let's look at this here. I think it was Castillo. No, so actually pause. There we go. So head to head, last year it went over against Chicago at the White Sox Stadium, and then Castillo, no data. But again, I'm prefacing the first 5 over based on the matchup from back in May, and pretty much what both teams have done just in general in the last 10. So that's the basis of the reasons why it was just real simple. I was like, you know what? I just feel like this is a simple spot for this potential, possible, hopeful cash for me and anybody else who may tell. So first 5 over, that's that. And that's pretty much the 3 main picks for today. Like I said, my O's and the Mets team runs 4 tonight. Chicago, White Sox versus Cubs, first 5 over. Give me those 3, and then we just move on. Everything else that I'm about to talk about, this is fresh. These are fresh thoughts, fresh ideas. I did not get a chance to look at the slate at all because work was super busy. Let's dive into the actual slate. Now, let's go back to the first game. Because even though my main pick is for us to score runs, who's going to win this game tonight? I'm telling y'all right now, like I said yesterday during the stream, I did not see us winning game 2. We won. I didn't see us winning game 3. Yesterday, we won. We covered all 3 games in this series. We've scored 20 runs and they've scored only 10. Are we winning tonight to finalize this series against the Tampa Bay Rays? I'm going to say it again. I don't feel like we'll win tonight. It is super hard. It's already hard to sweep. I keep saying this a lot. It's already hard to sweep a 3-game series. It's even more harder to sweep a 4-game series. It does happen. But on paper, like yesterday, on paper, the Rays have the advantage. They should win tonight. And I should have just placed my O's on the money line yesterday. Just take it, just took it, whatever. And I would have won. If you feel like my O's are going to win tonight to close out this series and win this game, take them on the money line. But again, on paper, it's Brandon Young's on the mound. He struggles against righty batters, but he's been getting strikeouts. Dude, look at this. 4 strikes. This is the possible simplest spot maybe he gets 4 strikeouts tonight. It's a -1. Let me just double check. This is more than likely super juiced. So it's a -146 on FanDuel, 155 on BetMGM. If you believe that Brandon Young is going to strike out the Rays, getting 5 or 6 strikeouts, take him for the 5. It's +165. Again, he has no head-to-head. The Rays don't strike out often though. But let me just see something. Now again, the data says the Rays don't strike out often. What did we do against them yesterday? Rogers had 6 strikeouts yesterday. He was a starting pitcher. Saturday, Bradish had 3 strikeouts, so he couldn't really get to them, okay? And then Friday, Bassett had 3. So only one pitcher was able to get the actual mark. They more than likely, I want to say that Rogers' strikeouts was 4.5. He finished with 6. You know what I'm saying? So he hit one above. Like I said, if you feel like Brandon can get this 5, it's plus super juice positive, take him. But the more simpler one, it is juiced. Yes, you know what I mean? You're not winning up, you know what I'm saying? You're not turning 10 into $20 or whatever. You're basically turning 10 into 25 to 27 bucks, roughly, right? If you just do just 10 bucks on this slip. Because again, if he's gone back to back with 4, I could see him landing on 4 and ending on 4. But I'm just saying, the question becomes, do we win? Do we even like cover the first 5? Let me even look at this here. We've covered back to back on the money line against them. We tied here. Head to head this year, not doing well. More recently, we've beaten them though. 4 wins out of the 5 matchups, more specifically against Tampa Bay on the road and at home. So it's a positive for us currently. Like I said, do we even say win on the money line? Like I said, on paper, I feel like we should lose this game. They should flip, because again, I don't see us scoring 10 runs again. You know what I'm saying? I see us getting 4, maybe 5 in a loss. So I see Tampa Bay actually getting some runs, 6 to 7, maybe 8 runs tonight. They've done it within the last few days. They've even gotten 5. I just don't, I'm just being honest. I really don't see us not winning tonight. So I feel like Rays will be the more prevalent spot because on paper they should. But again, if you feel like they'll win, if you feel like my O's will win, it's a +140 on Fanatics. Same as the pick, the McClanahan pick. So that's my thoughts on that game. I know I was like really like honed in on that thing for more than 5 minutes for that one. So we'll see what happens with that one. Next up, Marlins, Phillies. As always, I'm not trying to stay too long on these games. I'm trying to keep my thoughts and stuff within 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or whatever, per each game. So Marlins versus Phillies. Let's see. Sanchez is pitching. Junk is pitching. So when I looked at the pitcher matchup, I automatically went with first. You know, my thought process was first 5 under. And it is -114 on FanDuel. So the over is probably more than likely plus value. It's not. It's actually all right. It's actually even. So FanDuel believes it's going to be it's a 50-50 split. I believe it could go either way. DraftKings, same thing as Fanatics. So when Junk pitches, just in general, 60% hit rate to the over. When Sanchez pitches, 70% hit rate to the over. But let's see. Now let's look at Sanchez at home, 50-50 split, but 4-1 to the over in the last 5. So the over has been cashed for him. And then Junk, 3-2 to the over in the last 5. Okay. Like I said, I'm automatically was just like, I'm thinking first 5 under, but I, got to look at the actual data here. 65% hit rate to the over, even just this year, it's mostly going over. Even more recently, at Philly, when they played at Philly, it went 3-0 to the over. And then at Miami, it was a split here. So the under cashed in the first series, they actually would play 4 games, so 3-1 to the under. But then in the more recent matchup, it went 2-1 to the over. And then, like I said, at Philly, 3-0 to the over. So maybe you do take the over. I just don't know if I could see Sanchez giving up a bunch of runs, like 3. He's given up 2 mostly. And head to head, he did that. But again, that was last year. Doesn't roll over to this year. Junk, same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, the matchup with these 2 pitchers is that they've been able to shut down both teams. If you, like I said, if you think the first 5 over will cash because of the way that the teams have been playing, take the first 5 over. If you personally believe it. I'm going with the books. I'm believing first 5 under is as the main read here. Just because of the pitching matchup. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like both pitchers will potentially possibly shut both teams down. Hardly any runs. Like, maybe Sanchez will give up 2 runs, maybe, right? But again, data saying the over has been more hitting. So if you feel like the over is going to hit, go with the over. I'm taking the under. That's my read for this one. I'm just being honest here. I just don't know who or what's going to do what. You know what I mean? Like Kyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you see he's 0-5 against Jansen. Harper, he's positive. So maybe you look towards Harper for his total base and HRR. Trey is 0-3. Brandon, he's got 2 hits, 2 singles. He's positive. Bohm, 1-4. Remuto, 0-2. So yeah, there's a potential spot where first 5 under would cash. Sanchez, let's see, Edwards, he's 0-7 against. Lopez, he's positive, but only because of the 4 hits that he has, which are all singles. He struck out only 3 times in 12 at-bats, so more so ground balls and fly balls. For him, Hernandez, he's positive. That's only based on the 2-bagger here, and then 2 singles. But outside of that, he's not doing anything else. Ramirez, 0-8. First 5 under. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm thinking. Even though, like I said, most of the stuff is pushing towards the over, I'm with the books. First 5 under for this game. As far as who would win tonight, you know, on paper, Philly is super maxed at minus 230-ish or whatever it is for them to win. Books believe they're going to blow them out the water. If you feel like the full game over is going to hit, there's EV to that, but it'll be more so on the back half because, like I said, first 5 under is my main read. So there's that. Any like head-to-head for this one? Same thing. The over is cashed. Pretty much the same thing. Like it's mostly over. 1, 2. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So to the over, or actually 4 and 6 to the under. So the over has been more prevalent, just a little bit. That's that one. I just like, honestly, if you feel like Philly would win, parlay that money line with. If you're feeling froggy with the O's, if we're gonna sweep the Rays tonight, I don't see it happening. I really don't. Next up, oh, that's right. This one already hit. Oh, wait, do they double header? I didn't know we were doing a. Okay. Who hit a home run in the first game? Somebody did hit a home run in the first game. Myers. If you feel like Myers will go again today, if he's actually batting in this game, take him. He's a plus 920. Earlier in the year, because I mentioned this like 7, 8, 9 streams ago, when double headers have happened, and if you really were paying attention, but if you haven't, just to let you know, earlier in the year, roughly in around May and June, when double headers were happening in between those 2 months, batters who went in the first game of the doubleheader they went in the second game. So if you believe that Myers will go again tonight, take him. It's a plus 950 for him to go tonight. Currently on DraftKings, that's your best value. I don't see if there's anything else for that one. So, but he's 0-5 against Palante though. Just be kind of cautious about that. But I would throw maybe like me personally, I would just like I'm gonna just throw 5 on that. Maybe he hits it or not. But I didn't know there was a doubleheader. So since Lauder's supposed to be pitching and Palante's supposed to be pitching today in this second matchup, because like I said, I didn't know it was a doubleheader. Now St. Louis scored 2 runs. That's all that they had, and the Reds scored 1. I really don't feel like the under would cash again, but you never know. Let me look at the first 5 here. Let me see what they've specifically done when it's pertaining to the first 5 in the spot. So the unders cashed 3 of the last 5. 6% hit rate just in general when he's pitched on the road. And then when Lauder's pitched at home, the under has cashed. I apologize. I meant Palante's over has been cashing 3 of the last 5. But the under's cashed for him. He only allowed Milwaukee to get 3 runs. But then let me look at Palante, because I didn't even look at if he allowed. He didn't even allow. They got a bunch of runs, though. Let me look at Lauder here. He did face off against him 1 time. He did allow 2 runs here. Nothing here. So he's on a nice little spot where he's only allowed 2 runs in 4 straight games. At home, same thing. He's not allowing too many runs. First 5 under. Let me look at St. Louis. They're giving him 3. I freaking knew. I was like, watch this thing be a -2. It was in my brain. I was like, watch this freaking thing be -200 for them to get 2 runs. Because they're probably not going to get the 3 runs. So the best bet for you would be to take the under. -125 DraftKings, -130 on Fanatics. Because they possibly may not get the 3 runs tonight in this second game. They've gotten it here. On the road, same thing. Few runs. But they're facing off against a righty. If you feel like they'll get the 3 runs, take it. It's +100. I don't trust it, though. I'm really, really believing first 5 under. So I'm going to take the first 5 under as a read. I really don't see. They believe it's going to go over. And it probably might. Because what happened in the first game probably will flip. You know what I'm saying? The full game under hit in the first game. Possible potential for the full game over. The books believe is going to go under, though. So if it's up to y'all if y'all would take the full game. You know what I'm saying? For the over, for the flip, it's plus value. So again, chase the plus value. Honestly, I don't know. I'm really feeling like full game under might be a prevalent look, but first 5 under for that one. That's what I'm gonna go with, and we're gonna move on. Oh, I forgot to mention too, because last Monday when I posted about the Monday prior to that, where the most of the overs cash. Maybe you do a round robin little whatever. It was an 8-game slate last Monday. Maybe you do a full game, full slate, all unders on a round robin. One of the members did do that and they cashed. So today might be a day where most of the overs cash. Maybe it flips for this Monday. Because again, most of the unders hit last Monday. So maybe you flip it to take most of the most of the overs today on a parlay for a round robin. Because again, maybe possible potential might occur tonight. Just to let y'all know. That was something that I thought about. But again, it was a random thought and I was on the go. So we'll see. All right. Tigers, Bucks. We're here at home. It did rain earlier. It's probably potentially may or may not rain this evening during the game. Let me look at the weather here. No, it may or may not. In and around the time that the game starts, around 7 o'clock, it's saying 15% chance precipitation. So I'm thinking no rain during the game. So it should be good. for tonight. So Mazinski's pitching tonight. When he's pitched, again, this was when he was on the road, though. The under cashed when he was on the road. This was when he was on the road. The over cashed in that game on the 12th because I took the full game under and it went over. So that was a loss for me on the 12th. Today, he's at home. He's pitching. 56% hit rate when he's pitched at home. 3-2 in the last 5. Let's look at the history here. 2-1 from last year to the under. Same spot here at home. Does the full game under hit today? Does Valdez maybe possibly give up a bunch of runs against us? 2 to 3 runs before the end of the first 5. The overs cash for him, 70% hit rate in the last 10 games. Oh, apologies. Let me look at that again. 50% hit rate, but 4-1 to the over in the last 5. So 4 straight, 80% hit rate. Look at that. Seattle, Athletics, Chicago, Texans, all them cats, bunch of runs, including them. They scored a bunch of runs. This was them on the road. On paper, we're favored by a little bit. Minus 103. Already don't like that number. Let me look at head-to-head, dog. 4-2 last year. Possible revenge spot for Detroit coming back here first time this year. Maybe they do beat us. But Mazinski only pitched 3 innings last game. So, but he still allowed 4 runs that game. No head-to-head. And at home, 3 of the last 5 he allowed 2 runs or higher. I technically could see Detroit getting more than 2 runs against us. Like us, of him giving up a bunch, and he possibly not, once again, for a back-to-back start, not playing past the 3rd inning, because again, he only played 3 innings last game and gave up 4 runs. Let me see something. The books believe it's going to go over. It's been cashing. Even just the last 5, it's been cashing to the over. Detroit, look at that. On the road. Fascinating. It's actually been cashing to the under. 50-50 split. Let me look at Valdez on the road again. 3-2 for him. Mazinski 3-2 for him. Well, technically 2-2 for this season. I didn't even look at Detroit. Look at first 5 runs. They're giving them super juiced. Actually, they're actually believing they're going to get 3 runs. It's plus 120. This is still good value here. They did not score. They went 3-3 last year. Let's look at them on the road. Now 3 straight, they didn't get any runs, so that's good for the pitchers. And they went 1-3 against us last year on here in Pittsburgh, getting any runs. I'm gonna say. Now let me see. We're facing off against a lefty. All right, I feel a little bit better. Because against lefties, just in general, let's say we took my Buccos against a lefty tonight to get 4 runs. This is what we're doing. 4-2, back-to-back with 8, which is so like wow that we got 8 runs against Boston, but I'll take it. And we're everybody's good, because technically, like I said, on paper, like this could be a high scoring game. So maybe you do take the first 5 over. Let's cue that up, because again, like I said, it's on paper. Books believe it's going to go to the over. I kind of feel like it can, but also too, I really feel like my Bucks can get 2 to 3 runs in the first 5. roughly 4 to 6 runs tonight. Do we win tonight? That's the question. I'm thinking potential possibly that we do. But again, like I said, possible revenge spot where Detroit comes in here and beats us. But I do like the over. The books believe that it'll go over full game. I'll say Pirates win. There's EV to the money line too. I'm gonna say Pirates win tonight. High scoring game. That's what I'm feeling. Did I skip a game on accident? I think I'm good. I think we're good. Actually, let's kind of go. Here we go. All right. So do the Mets win tonight? Because I got them scoring 4 runs. That's what I have. They Padres finished out the Cleveland series 2-1. Mets, they finished out the National Series 3-0. They swept them. Head to head this year, the Mets went 2-1 at San Diego. They covered the run line. They scored at least 4 runs or higher twice, while the Padres couldn't score 4 runs just in general. Maybe there's a flip today. Maybe Padres. I like the Mets tonight on the money line. That's my main look. So I'm going to cue that up automatically, because this is what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. As I always say, if you, like I keep saying, if you feel like something's going to go a different way, take it the other way. Because either way, it's either I'm correct on my read or you're correct on yours. There's really no like, oh, like that guy sucks or this person's. It's just, you know what I'm saying? You are trying to learn to be a better by choosing the best route, right? The best read. That's your hope. You never know what's going to happen once the game starts and how it's going to flow and go and what happens by the end of the game. Because again, baseball is like literally like, if not second hardest, like literally the hardest sports to bet on, because you really don't know what's going to happen by inning 6, 7, 8, 9 or extra innings. So Buehler, when he's pitched, the overs cashed in most of his games. When McLean has pitched 50-50, but the under is cashed 4-1 in the last 5. Now, what about when he's pitched at home? 3-2, but he went back to back. Fascinating that, you know, the Dodgers just sucked. they were on that losing streak, and then it hit under against the Marlins. I'm honestly, just being honest, I kind of feel like, you know, the over is 7.5. Kind of feel like it would hit 8, and I kind of feel like I said, main read, Mets on the money line. Just being honest, first game back here against the Padres. Padres won, they won, you know what I'm saying? Both the unders hit the last game in their final game. Kind of thinking that the over will cash tonight. Give me the Mets on the money line. That's what I'm thinking and feeling. I just don't know what the first 5 would look like as far as if it would cash here. There's EV to the first 5. Maybe the under cashes here. Let's see. Again, potential, maybe. Because the EV, me personally, is just my thought. When the EV is above 1, from what I've seen, again, from my own eyes, I can't speak for anybody else, but from my eyes, when it's high like this, means it usually would go the other way. From what I've seen, most of the reads that I've seen and looked at, I'm like, oh, the EVs are 1 point something, and I've hardly ever seen a 1 point something cash. Doesn't mean it's not going to cash tonight, but I'm just saying from what I've seen, if it's under that, if it's 0 point whatever, it's more of a push to actually do what it's saying that it's going to do. So I'm thinking, again, possible potential first 5 under, but full game over. That's what I'm thinking. Do this information what you will. I got the Mets on the money line. I might take this as an extra bet. We'll see. Again, guys, if you're on Picket, follow me on Picket. You'll get all the picks, extra picks that I have, because some of the picks I don't share, because some of them are even just like my own personal stuff. Like I may throw in an extra parlay, nothing major, just like a 3-leg or something, just to see if I can, you know what I'm saying, get a little bit extra funds in my pocket. And you should too. Like if you have main picks that you're sharing with the group, you should have your own picks for you, because again, this is your betting journey. It's not mine. You should have your own picks. You know what I'm saying? If you're sharing picks to people, you shouldn't be sharing all of your picks. You know what I'm saying? Every single one. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be doing it. Just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Give the people just the few that you feel real confident about, but you still have, because you're still building your own bankroll. And this is how you do it. Have some side parlays and single bets that can continue to keep your bankroll alive. You know what I'm saying? Do that for yourself. It's just another little snippet, little spot of me being honest with y'all, because I'm human like you. And I'm in this to hopefully win every single day. But as y'all know, like I keep mentioning, I go on losing streaks more than I do winning streaks, because even though the data is saying one thing and I go with my gut and I lose because the data went the way that it was supposed to go, or flipped, I go against the data, I go with my gut. I mean, apologies. I go against my gut instead of taking the data, and the data cashes. You know what I'm saying? Like it just goes that way. All right. Red Sox, Diamondbacks. This is high. I wonder what they believe with the Braves on the road with Ober. Maybe it's because of Ober, because he's given up 5 runs. Perez has only given up 3. Both have a winning record. It's not even because of the matchup from last year. The under cashed 2 of those 3 games last year. So I'm wondering why they believe that this is going to hit, say, 10, 11, 12 runs tonight. It's plus value. Plus 110. It's one of my favorite numbers to bet on. So Perez, is that why? Because it cashed most of the time that he pitched, just in general. 2-1 this month. 4-1 the last 5. But on the road when he's pitched, it's gone under 63% hit rate. And then Ober, mostly going under when he's pitched on the road. I mean, at home, mostly going under. 5-0 to the under in the last 5 games. What are the pitchers actually giving up? So Perez has actually been on his A game. He shut him down last year. And then Ober, is it because Ober? Because he's been giving up so many runs more recently? At home, he's been doing a little bit better at home, 2 and 3. But most of what you see, he's not allowing so many runs. I'm guessing that they're believing possible potential Atlanta scoring a bunch of runs tonight. So they're giving them 5, yeah. Let me see, versus righty pitchers, but they're not. That's the thing. They're not scoring a whole bunch of runs versus righties in these last 10 games. And if you faded them all month under 5, you're cashing most of the time. Now they hit 5 yesterday against Arizona in the second game, and they won. I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is weird. So never mind. It's not weird, because I've seen other teams play only 2 times in a series and they flip to another team. So it's not weird. Now, versus righties on the road, they're literally really not getting. All right. Let me take a chance here. Let me fade. Minus 115. I'm possibly going to fade the Braves 3 runs first 5. I really like this look. Look at this. This is what, 7 straight? Yeah, 7 straight unders. I love this a lot. So I think I am gonna bet this. I'm gonna do this right now. I'm fading the Braves on their runs. I'm taking this one. And like I said, I'm probably more than likely going to take the Mets on the money line. And I think those are going to be the only 2 picks that I add tonight. That's the other thing you got to remember. Don't get greedy. The one thing that this is what y'all should do. When I post, whenever I do, and I may or may not do this tonight, because I've gone, what, 2 straight where this hasn't cashed now. So this was my slip from yesterday. I hope you're not doing what my homies do. I send like a couple of my brothers. I send a couple of my coworkers, because a few of my coworkers bet. They'll tell me. They'll be like, yeah, I saw that your joint cashed, but I added 2 to 3 extra things. My response to you is always going to be this. If you see me post this slip, take it straight up where it is. Do not add anything to it. Take this. Again, if it doesn't cash, it doesn't cash, right? But if it cashes, I helped you win. Take this first, then what they say, keep the bet. Then you retake the bet, and you could put whatever else on it on the second slip. Do not, because when people send me stuff, I take it straight up. And I literally 99% of the time I don't add anything to it. I personally believe in your slip. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't just take this slip and then just throw some extra stuff on it. When I post this, this is me giving you free stuff too. Don't do that until after you submit the original slip. That's why I keep trying to tell my brother and my homies and stuff, like, take the bet straight up first and then resubmit it, and then do your own thing after. Because like I said, if you send me something, I'm taking it at the base of where it's at, and I'm, like I said, 99% of the time I am never adding anything else to it. I'm never redoing the bet over to add anything to it. I believe in your bet. I'm asking you to believe in mine. The original one first. Then you can do whatever else you want to do with the rest of the slip after. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is stop being greedy so many times. I get it. You want to turn $5 into 50 grand. I get it. But you may only hit that one time in 5 years. Maybe, if that. If you even get if you're like one of the small percentage that actually does happen. But just saying. All right. Let me take this. This is Braves. It's like I'm fading the Braves team runs. Again, this is either it's going to cash or it's not. I'm believing in the data here. That's the thing. Fanatics believe it's going to go over. It's a -105. So I'm taking DraftKings -115 because that's the best value that I can get. Let me just make sure that I was reading that right. Actually, no, the scorebet app. Let me go there. I done logged into DraftKings because it was -115. So it's a slight lean. It's just 5 points to the over. But again, this may or may not cash. I'm just going with the data because I really like this under. All right, I gotta put. I'm gonna do it because I like the value. I'm gonna just throw 10 on my. I'm gonna throw 10 on my account here. Real quick. There we go. All right. Close that out. do you think? No, I don't. All right, first 5. Braves. Team runs. Hold on, let me make sure that this is correct. Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong thing. So score bet app. $110. All right, there goes my pick. There we go. It's in. There it is. Showing y'all I put it in. Braves. Team runs. First 5 under. I bet. We're good. We're in there. We're in there like swimwear. But go, like I said, if you're on Picket, go follow me on Picket. Vortex46, same name as here. Or on what? Yo, what's going on, Jordan? What's going on, dude? You're welcome. You are welcome. Just trying to help out any way I can. And again, just sharing my own personal thoughts with what I feel is potentially possibly going to happen. Again, well, and that's the thing, like my reads yesterday. So the first like 5, it went like 4-1 or something, 5-1, and then everything else kind of just like flowed in a different way. So I think in total, I think it went 6-5 in total yesterday, just above 500 if I remember correctly. Like I said, these first 5, like Oilers had like 3 runs in the first 5. The Braves faded them yesterday, so I'm actually fading them today. I didn't place this bet yesterday, so this would have been an extra win. That went under, like again, per the data, it showed you here, because they just can't get runs in the first 5 currently. Yep, look at that. They've been cashing like under. So that cashed. Yankees, Blue Jays, first 5 under. That was one of my main reads. That cashed. White Sox, Tigers, full game over. That went way over. I think that was like 18 runs or something yesterday. That hit. The Cardinals of Cubs, that went over, if I remember correctly. This one didn't. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 0. And then Cubs did not get, they finished with 2 runs in the first 5. So once this didn't hit, some other stuff started to not happen. Like I didn't see the Rockies winning yesterday, just based on the data for the day. The Rockies scored a whole bunch of runs. Technically the Giants did too. They scored like 7-8 runs, but the full game over cashed. I had the under on that one, so that was a loss. Giants was a loss. They were 9-0 on Fridays on Sundays against the Rockies, and I said, well, I'm gonna go with the Giants, go with the data, and the Rockies won. That didn't cash. Rangers did not win, I think, if I remember correctly. The Royals total went under yesterday. The Brewers and Dodgers, I think that hit. Did the Stros win yesterday? No, I haven't. I'll probably look around and see if I can nice. That's all you can do and hope for the best. The Stros won or lost yesterday. They lost, so that's another loss. So in the first 5, over didn't count. Like I said, I want to say this was 6-5 from yesterday. So that was that. Like I said, if you would have taken the first 5-0 for you, just straight bet everything, and even parlay those first 5, cash. So today, first 5 looks for each game. I have Marlins, Twins, first 5 under. Cardinals, Reds, first 5 under. Tigers, Pirates, first 5 over. Mets money line. Like I said, I'm probably more than likely going to take this as a straight bet. And the better value is, I got Caesar. Okay, so I got a choice of FanDuel, Caesars, or the score bet app for that one. Let me quick pause. Let me take let me go FanDuel. I'm gonna take the Mets on that. I want to say this is literally, just being honest, because I usually whenever I do my reads, most of the time I usually would take an extra 2 bets. Everything else, I'm just like, all right, see, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just watch and see if any of this stuff cashes or not. All right, Mets. I just took it. Mets money line. Just took it. Camera will. I guess you can see it. Mets money line. -120 on FanDuel. Took it. Like I said, the other one that I just took, Braves team runs under 2.5. I took that just now. -110 on the score bet app. We'll see. So that's the read. Maybe full game under, maybe 2-1 from last year to the under. Atlanta's been cashing mostly in the last 10. Minnesota has been 50-50 split. 3-2 to the over in the last 5 though. Perez, it's been going over more recently, and then Obear to the under more recently. So again, maybe it does go under full game. It's 9.5. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of high. So that's my read for a couple of reads for that one. All right, next up. For the hits parlay, I may or may not do one. We've kind of gone back-to-back losses. So it's either if I do one, I'll post it. I'll try to post it as quick as possible. But it may be for the 7 o'clock games to kind of get something out there. It might just be those. Try to find one batter each. So that way it'll be pocketed in that spot there, in that slot. And then we'll see it'll either cash or whatever by, I guess, 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. If I do look and if I do find anything. I really don't want to do the hits parlay like a 7-day. Yesterday was one of those. I really don't feel like doing a hits parlay. Kind of don't feel good about it, but still did it anyway. Should have taken the day off. So that's why I'm like, if I do decide to do one, of course, the hope is that it cashes, but we'll see. All right, next up, athletics, and only a few. Yes, this is good. Royals. Now, Royals covered yesterday. Athletics covered yesterday. Athletics won 5-2. Royals won 3-0. Both their games went under the total. The question becomes, does the over cash today? Because I'm thinking both their games went under. Possible flip for this matchup where it goes over. Let's look at it. 70% hit rate in the last 10. Back-to-back unders for the Athletics. Same thing. 6% hit rate for the Royals. Back-to-back unders. Like I said, I'm personally thinking possible potential flip. It goes over the 8.5. Books believe it's going to go over. Head-to-head wise, it's gone under though. 6-7% hit rate. 2-1 to the under this year in the matchup at the Athletic Stadium, which is interesting because Athletic Stadium is a spot where a bunch of runs usually can happen. But let's look at Walker on the road. Apologies. At home, 90% hit rate to the under. Straight cashing, son, when he starts. This is when he starts at home. Barnett, 1-0 to the over this year, 3-0 since last year. So it's basically a 50-50 split. Again, technically, both teams have gone over most of these games in the last 10. I think, like I said, really am feeling this full game over. Again, even though Walker has been more consistent to the under in several games straight starting since May 4th, where it just like kept cashing consistently. So it's either you go with Walker specifically because it continues to cash when he pitches, or you just go with what the teams have been doing more recently outside of the pitching matchup here. He's not allowing that many runs in the last 10. And then Barnett, he only pitched the one time. He was given a bunt. Well, no, he actually did pitch. Let me see. 3-0 to allowing runs. So I'm kind of thinking like maybe the over cashes, dog. I just don't know if the Royals will actually get runs off of him. He allowed 3 last year, back in December. 2-1 on the road. Like I said, 1-0 this year. Maybe Royals 3 runs. Actually, it's 2 runs. No, it is 3 runs. Let me see. So 0-1 currently against, but that was on the road. And 2-3 in the last 5. 2-3 in the last 5 at home versus righty pitchers. They scored 4 runs last game at home. Give me that full game over, dog. I'm gonna go with the. Again, I really want to be like, all right, well, because Barnett's been on this run at home, it'll hit to the under because he's here again. The question becomes, does the Athletics score? They scored 4 runs or higher 3 of the last 5, which is good on their part. When Barnett pitched the last game, they scored 5. I don't know. I'm gonna just go with the full game over. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I like. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm reading here. We'll see. Maybe it goes under. It is plus value too. And then Cubs and White Sox. See, the White Sox are juiced to cover. Minus 155 on Caesars, 156. They covered the run line 2 out of the last, actually 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 of the last 5 games. But on the road, they covered 1, 2. We're talking about actually like, I'm talking more so like 2 runs. 1, 2, 3, 5 times. So 50-50 split. In the last 10 road games, they've covered. But technically 2 and 3 in the last 5. Against Chicago, they went 2-1 this year. 56% hit rate since last year. 0-3 last year. So maybe they do cover tonight. But Imanaga's on the mound. He doesn't allow any runs. He didn't allow anything last year in July. Hardly anything at home. So maybe you fade the White Sox team runs. Let's see here. And they've been cashing. Fake invisible trend. Every other game, they're cashing the under 2 runs. It's plus 100 on Fanatics and stuff. But the more safer bet would be the super juice. I don't like it. Never mind. So it would be the 2. Again, this is them on the road. I apologize, I'm on the wrong thing. Versus lefties. The only reason why they're averaging 3 is because of the 7 runs. So I'm thinking fade the White Sox on the 2 because again, Imanaga, he's like, and again, he still could give up a bunch of runs tonight against Chicago. I mean, it's a brand new day. So, but just in general, he's not giving up runs. More importantly, at home, he's not giving up too many runs. I did get 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. If you think that the White Sox would score 2 runs. It's juiced at a minus 125, 130. Maybe they do get it. Again, versus lefties, they're every other game. So they do better against righties. So I'm thinking it's either they're not going to get the runs or they are. But I'm also thinking Castillo on the mound, maybe Chicago gets a bunch of runs. So first 5 over. Possible potential. Let's see, first 5, because that's been cashing. So yeah, first 5 over. Like I said, for my main read anyway. And then maybe you do take Chicago to score runs real quick. All right, that's that. I'll say Chicago on the Cubs. I'll say Cubs, because maybe they do bounce back. Maybe. But I'll go full game over. That's what I'll just say full game over. I don't want to sit up here and say like Cubs will win. They may lose again. But full game over. And last up, real quick, because Sugano's pitching and then Snell's pitching. He's 0-1. Sugano's 12-5. Now, Dodgers pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. This in the Dodgers 6, 7 and 3 record against Colorado this year. Colorado had their number at home though. They went 2-2. Maybe you, let's see. Well, that's the head-to-head. Maybe go Chicago team runs at 4. Let's look at it. It's 4 minus 130 DraftKings Caesars. Yeah, 4 would be the put, because they're, for the most part, they're getting 4. That 5 and 4. I feel like that they, you know what I'm saying, because as you see here, most of the time they're sitting on 4 most of the time, or they're at least getting 3 and then eventually getting the 4. So I'll say Rockies 4 runs tonight against against the Dodgers here. That's what I'm thinking. And since they're back in Chicago and it went over in the last series 2-1 or 2-2, excuse me. Maybe it does hit to the over again tonight. Maybe. So maybe the overcast. The books believe it, but it is high. It's 11. But I think that's due to, you know what I'm saying, more so because of Chicago and possible potential for the Dodgers to get a bunch of runs. So that's my main read, would be the Rockies to do their thing. Everything that I did for these games, I'll post all this stuff in the free section of the WAP here for my reads for the stream. Thanks for coming through, Jordan, and anybody else that was watching and just listening to me ramble and stuff like that about baseball. But I'm out because I gotta go get some dinner, eat, relax my brain, because I'm back to work this week and I'm gonna be pretty much tired by the time Friday gets here from my day off. But thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Let's hope for the best for tonight. Good luck on your picks tonight. If you do tell me in my picks, hope we do cash. And as always, I apologize if we don't cash. You know, we don't know what's really going to happen on a Monday today. But the hope is that, you know what I'm saying? Because again, people do call Monday, Sunday Junior for some weird reason. But we'll see what happens with the slate. Remember, like I said, maybe you do a full ticket, all the overs to cash, because most of the unders cashed last Monday. Maybe it flips to mostly all these games going over tonight. We'll see what happens. But with that, I'm out. Stay safe, stay humble, take care of yourselves first and foremost, mentally, spiritually, physically, so that then you can be there for others in your life, and hope to just enjoy some sports tonight. But I'll hopefully talk to y'all hopefully tomorrow with another live stream.